right, welcome back to Transform Kenya Forum. And we are on the tail end of this manufacturing in Kenya discussion. We've touched on a myriad of issues, and now it's time to close this up in less than 12 minutes. Gentlemen, we have to give our way forward. We've deliberated on a number of issues, but now, what is your call to action? And I'll start with Dr. Shem, with your passion and with your experience on the ground, doing business in Kenya as an investor coming from outside this country. What is your call to action, especially for Kenya as a whole, not only the government, but even the private sector players, fellow manufacturers, as we finish in less than 3 minutes?
Thank you, Noah, for having me. My request is to the government of Kenya, especially Your Excellency President and the ministers who are involved in manufacturing. We talk about industrialization, trade, Chamber of Commerce, ASK, all these are team together with himself. The most important thing we have to look at is to how to grow economy. And the one who built an aeroplane did never came and built aeroplane just once. It was from somewhere. We as Africans, even building a bicycle is a problem. We don't have any industry which can. Yet there are people who are ready to do. But our leaders supporting these people, are they supporting? So what I'm trying to tell our leaders is, it's not time for politics. It's a time to sort the problem right on the ground. And change is important at the moment. If we are transforming Kenya and empowering Kenyans, then they need to listen to the people who are on the ground. One, I request that myself, I have suffered from KRA hands. After COVID, every business was not okay. After they lift the curfew, I decided to try my best and do what I can. I sold a little or small things that I have to start my investment. I did my try test, everything. KEPS assisted me. I got the product. We gave a gift out, try the market and see either it's okay. Everything was okay. You know, you cannot invest in you can't invest in anything without you do your feasibility, knowing that you have a business at hand. After finishing all that, I noticed there's a business that I can move into. I got an office, renovated the office, everything, and all our raw materials and the gift away we give to people, some of them are there. Only for KRA to come with one police inspector to pick everything, including the things you have brought and you have paid duty already. They pick everything. After you go to Tams Tower and you ask them, they said, you need SS license. I asked them, how much is SS license? They said, it's 50,000 shillings. They have taken product worth almost 3 million shillings. So look at me, risking my life, leaving my family, travel all the way from Ghana to here, going through all these challenges, testing and feel that you have a business, KEPS has supported. They were so supportive for you to come out with something. You have employees who are waiting for you because, you know, because of COVID, we depart with some of our employees. So you are trying to sort out. KRA pick all those things and then give you a bill of 2.5 to pay. My friend, is that how we build a nation? The officer who come and distract this investor know nothing about economy. They don't care. And not only me, it happened to some young Kenyans. Last time I was in a certain forum, the youth, and when we were talking about, it was shock. 3 of them said, we face the same problem. Even when I have gone to KRA, their office, you see Mama Mboga having a baby. They have brought, I asked one of them, what is this? He said he's doing business, he has refused to What business is he selling something on the street? Jesus Christ.
So the call to action?
You see, call to action is government has to do something about it. What is the Minister of Trade doing? Does he know the impact of manufacturing? Because if Kenyans are manufacturing enough, people will not even import what they have to import. We need not to export avocado, as my boss here is saying that we have to export another. We need not to export avocado. We have to get a finished product. But everybody is fear. Number one, the fear is KRA. Because they set up and they will never be given any chance at all. And now that even KRA has been given more power to go and this, it's a harassment. Are we in harassment? So we are pleading for, the president should look at startup business and help us. Because we are helpless, there's no one we can talk to. You know, when you want to see these ministers, they said talk to his PA. And when you talk to PA, he said talk to that man. And that man is for you to dip your money. You don't have the money. So if you cannot give money, you are stuck, you can't move.
Definitely.
But president don't know this. Only the ministers know what is happening in the country. So we are requesting the president and the Minister of Trade, Industrialization to take a very supportive to this youth and mamambogas. They shouldn't be an enemy to the state. These are Kenyans. Us also, we are coming, we are Africans. If the president is preaching the whole Africa should be united, should unite. Now I thank God that Ghana and Kenya has started trading. This is a fight we have started since 2012. Myself and Dr. Rotich from Kenya Bureau of Standard pushing all the way until these African trade issues has come in. But even as they have created this impact of two countries trading together, Ghana need a lot of meat. They need a lot of milk. You need not to export your milk or your tea and your other things to other European countries. Right here, Ghana here. They need a lot of meat. They need a lot of milk. But how do we tackle this? President took an example, sending some containers to Ghana. Immediately, he took the power. And that also has, you know, give the support idea from the government to see that, okay, we can trade together. So now, we have a trade between Ghana and Kenya. But I'm telling you, still, it's like nothing is not there. What is the call to action? Is the president who has to make it firm that Kenyans can send their meat to Ghana, and Ghana also can send their cocoa product to Kenya. It's a simple for us to understand each other and trade in supporting of the government. Without government support, there's no any startup business can work.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shem. Now, Prof, you have 3 minutes, exactly 3 minutes. You'll be on the timer. Your call to action before we finish with our CAM CEO.
As a governance expert, we say make decisions within your sphere of control. So there are some decisions that only government can make, and we can't make for them, but we can call them to action. So, for instance, let us review the tax policy and see how it enhances consumption and also enhances productivity. Second, the government needs to hire competent people. And what I'm trying to say about here is that they like giving us Singapore example when they are campaigning, and when they are ruling, they give us Somalia examples. Like, let's say, we are better than Somalia. We are better than Sudan. So why don't they, after campaigning, still just implement how they were discussing about Singapore? In the manifesto for Kenya Kwanza, for Azimio, they mentioned Singapore, they mentioned South Korea. But when they come to implement, they tell us, we are better than Sudan. See, don't you think we're better than DRC Congo? So leadership is key. If you look at the cabinet of William Ruto, there's nothing that inspires anybody who sits out there. I'm saying this without bending my words. If you just see the front page and see this is the cabinet and they're sitting in New York, in London, and you look at the cabinet of another country, you know very well you are not taking your money where Moses Korea is, where I don't want to mention, I'm saying that that list, that team sheet, is not a winning team. Why don't the president just reconstitute a winning team, not a campaign team, to deliver his manifesto? That's the second I'm asking. Thirdly, I'm asking the president that the startup nation, there's a country called the startup nation. Do you know that nation, Anthony? That's Israel. They have the highest number of startups that even in the US. What have they done? They have worked on business, ease of doing business. They have worked on taxation. They are work on supporting people to produce.
Okay.
They are worked on making people do a business and export. They have helped. So we cannot be talking about Israel, Singapore, but we don't really see what are they doing and getting right.
All right.
And lastly, this is going to all companies. What we are talking about here is that let us invest in young people. I can tell you the solution sits there. And I'll give an example. In Dubai, when they created jobs for young people move from their parents' houses, rented houses, they're able to buy and make consumptions go up. Some of these young people are either sleeping on Uhuru Park, or they are just walking the street lazily, or they are involved in crime.
Okay.
Let us create avenues for them and solutions, because they will help the economy spur and grow. And let us really see that when the poor person has money in their pocket,
right,
the government is much better off.
Thank you very much, Professor Gola. And lastly, CEO, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Anthony.
I would say that we have got to a point where we need to reflect really, really hard. And my view is that we need to get to a point where we say, we press the reset button. We go back, ease, and everybody's talking about ease and cost of doing business. If a young person, this is the basic level of transformation, purifying water and packing, is a basic manufacturing process. But if you are to start that process today, and you say you're going to follow the right process, it will take you not less than 2.5 years to get this. And when you get through, you only realize that you can actually not compete in the market. Because if you pay all the taxes, you can compete. So the reset button, we touch on what we, and there's no magic, there's no rocket science here.
Okay.
Global competitiveness we talked about. We have to produce. We have to produce and compete with everybody. We have to ensure our soft infrastructure, the taxation policy, is not a moving target. Every year it's changing. We have to export.
All right.
There are no two ways about that.
Okay.
We have to make sure we are supporting SMEs, and everyone has said that.
All right.
We have to make sure agriculture is working for us.
Okay.
There is no any other option other than to reset the button.
Thank you very much. There's no other option other than to reset the button. Anthony Mwangi, Chief Executive Officer, Kenya Association of Manufacturers. We also have Dr. Shem Agiei, who is an investor, also a business expert here in Kenya. We also have Professor Fred Ogola, corporate governance expert and professor in strategy. Gentlemen, thank you for your input. And as they say, it's time to reset. Thank you very much for joining with us. I'm Noah Kipkemboy, and this has been Transform Kenya 2023. That's where we stop. Enjoy the rest of your viewing and have yourself a good night. Gentlemen.